I'm a partner in the litigation department in the Toronto office of Bennett LLP. I practice complex commercial litigation. I have tried in my career to keep my practice as general as possible. That's in part because a lot of my mentors have general commercial litigation practices. I pride myself on being a trial and appellate lawyer. That being said, I do have some areas of specialty or expertise: class action defense, complex employment disputes, constitutional human rights law, and environmental and health and safety defense. I grew up in a really middle-class background. My parents were immigrants to Canada, and like a lot of new immigrants to Canada, money was always tight. And I think one of the things I've realized is that I really wear the economics of my clients' cases as a result. I'm really sensitive to the fact that when I'm negotiating a settlement or I'm talking about a judgment, it's not really my money that's at issue, it's their money. And so I really try to put myself in their shoes and understand what are the economics that are at play when they have to make a decision about strategy, about which road they're going to take, about how they're going to eventually resolve the case. And I think that's part and parcel of a larger skill that I like to bring to my clients, which is just a really practical view of the world. I don't think there should be really any emotion or principle when it comes to business disputes. At the end of the day, both sides have their story. It's going to get resolved by a judge if that is the way it has to be. But if there's a practical way that everybody can come to the outcome that they want, I think that's the better solution, even if it means a very short mandate for me. I'm really fortunate to work at a law firm where I think community service and pro bono are part of the DNA. And what that means is that a lot of our lawyers understand that giving back to the community, especially if you're a corporate lawyer and pro bono opportunities are a little different, or if you're a litigator by standing up for a client in court who can't otherwise afford to pay for a lawyer, is part of our professional obligation. You know, one of the more recent examples is a young girl who we acted for, who had very severe allergies, and her mother was really struggling with how to have those allergies accommodated in school. It was a really challenging question because if we were right about the law, then what it would mean is that there would be quite a significant prohibition on a wide variety of foods that a lot of kids eat in their lunch every day. At the same time, this was a little girl whose mother felt she just couldn't go to school because it was unsafe. We took on the case, and I took it on in part because my daughter has allergies, not as severe as this young girl's. And in the end, we resolved it, much to the satisfaction of everybody. I'm very pleased that school started and everybody's back at school and really happy. The sweetest thing about that story, though, is in my inbox one day was a piece of construction paper with a bunch of crayon on it. And I had thought my daughter had slipped in, my daughter's about the same age, had slipped in a piece of artwork to put up on the wall. So I kind of left it on my desk for a couple days. And then I realized after a couple days, in fact, this little girl had sent me a note in her own handwriting in crayon, thanking me for the effort that we had done on her behalf. You know, the one thing about pro bono that I realize is that, you know, clients are very thankful for the work we do for them, but pro bono is probably the one time in your career where the opposing lawyer, the decision maker, if it's a judge, and your own client will be equally thankful for the hard work you put into the file, because you've managed to assist all of them and the justice system by taking the time to do the file. My business clients would say that I'm responsive to their needs. I really take to heart that I have good personal relationships with the clients, with my business clients, the people who are at my business clients. And as a result, I understand that if they're calling me, emailing me, even if it's on the weekend or at night or when I'm on a business trip, that it's probably something important to them. And I think they appreciate that if I can't find the answer for them right away, at least I'll touch base with them and figure out how we can get an answer, or at least sort out how urgent the answer needs to be and put the right person in front of them. Because I've had such great mentors, I really try to pay it forward. My assistant really jokes because there's probably not a coffee date or a meeting that I won't take, and that's both inside and outside the firm. I'm president of the South Asian Bar Association, and there's a lot of members of our bar who are struggling to find work in the new reality, the new economy, a lot of lawyers who've come foreign trained. And so I get a lot of inquiries to meet for coffee, and I realize that just meeting and having a chance to make a connection is really important. Sometimes that's all the mentoring that is really needed. And sometimes it's more than that. So in the firm, for example, I have formal mentees who come to me about professionalism issues, ethics issues. I try, even if it can be annoying in the moment, to make every moment a teaching moment, because I'd like to pay forward the experience I've had. And I hope the people I work with have appreciated that.